Consultation concerns.
The Alberta government has been sending very clear signs that are dangerously undemocratic.
The recent UCP decisions that are raising red flags. Plus, a rise in hate crimes.
Anti-Semitism often is referred to as the canary in the coal mine.
What one professor is correlating to the increase. And garbage dumping issues.
My ward was a dumping ground for illegal dumping.
The city receives dozens of calls daily, and there's a hefty fine for offenders.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jacqueline Wilson.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Yesterday, the province announced it was bypassing the results of a 2021 referendum and moving ahead to change the way we adjust our clocks. But now, with a raft of referenda questions set for the fall, it raises questions of how much weight those results will carry and what that means for what the Premier calls direct democracy. Kevin Green reports.
Monday, the UCP government announced it was doing away with time changes, overturning the results of a 2021 referendum, one the province had said was binding. It's a change the opposition says points to a bigger issue.
So they don't actually care what Albertans think. And the best example of this is daylight savings time. That actually went to a referendum and it failed, and the Premier's doing it anyway. So this should actually alarm all of us.
The minister who announced the province is now ignoring that referendum says the results are no longer relevant.
So the facts on the ground have changed, and so we have to make a decision accordingly.
Now, Calgarians we spoke to wonder why the province is set to spend over $20 million on a set of fall referenda if the results might be ignored.
If they don't like the answer, they'll just change it, and why waste the dollars of the taxpayer, our time, and everything? If you're just going to change everything, just do it and not waste our time and tell us we're not free. And
I think a lot of people in the province are concerned that the provincial government is just kind of doing whatever they want. I think they feel kind of untouchable right now.
Tuesday, the government announced it's setting aside recommendations made by the Electoral Boundaries Commission, opting instead to let a cabinet committee decide on how and where Albertans will vote.
The motion is just a tool that we've made available to ourselves should it be necessary. But we do need to get through this debate so that we can move on to other legislation.
That could have a big effect on how cities are represented, and it worries Calgary's mayor.
And I would say that it is concerning that instead of accepting the findings of that majority report, that instead they're moving to a more partisan approach. Central to me, though, is just representation for Calgary. I do not want to see our representation further diluted.
The watchdog agency Democracy Watch says Alberta is moving away from core democratic principles.
The Alberta government has been sending very clear signs that are dangerously undemocratic in the past several years.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
The Northwest Territories is now following Alberta's lead in ditching twice-a-year clock changes. Premier R.J. Simpson announced the move today, noting his residents have supported the move in the past. Northwest Territories and Alberta currently share the same time zone, and Simpson says it only makes sense to have it stay that way. The Territory is now working with other jurisdictions and industry to require a smooth transition, which will get underway shortly. The successful Forever Canadian petition that is calling for Alberta to stay in Canada is facing possible delays. The question may not be put to Albertans or voted on in the legislature until after a fall referendum. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
Welcome everyone in attendance.
At the first meeting of the special committee created to review the successful Forever Canadian petition, the UCP and NDP went back and forth. They sparred over the merits of additional background material, as well as a date for the review's conclusion.
We are required to report back to the Legislative Assembly within 90 days of the proposal being referred to us.
42 out of the 90 days of the work period that we have for this committee was eaten up doing absolutely nothing.
Forever Canadian petition proponent Thomas Lukazik says the government is stalling for time.
Premier Smith does not want this committee to finish its work before this spring session of the legislature is over, so that she can give enough time for separatists to have their petition signatures collected and verified by Elections Alberta.
Although Lukazik was in the chamber today, he remained on the sidelines. The UCP Majority Committee voted down a motion for Lukazik to be allowed to explain his intentions that government officials have repeatedly called unclear. Those members say this committee is dealing with uncharted territory.
We're going to make sure that we are representing the legislature through this process, again, first of its kind, and make sure we give that the respect and the heft that it's due.
It could take one other meeting. It could take up to two. We have to let the process unfold.
After the meeting, Lukaszuk told media he wants his question voted on in the legislature.
Our premier is a very bright and articulate woman. She knows what both questions mean. She simply doesn't want to deal with the Forever Canadian question because it is an uncomfortable question.
The NDP says the province seems ready to include Stay Free Alberta's pro-separatist question as part of October's referendum.
They delay whenever it's a voice that they don't want to listen to, and they do whatever they want to support their friends and their insiders.
Depending on how long the committee takes, the review may not be done by the end of the spring session. In that case, it could get pushed back to after October's vote.
If the Assembly is not sitting on June 8th, the next deadline would be November 11th.
A date for the committee's next meeting has not been scheduled. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The debate over Alberta's separation is thriving on social media, but much of what people are seeing is fake, and it's not clear who's creating it. A new report has identified a network of about 20 YouTube channels posing as Alberta voices, pushing Alberta separation and annexation by the U.S. Researchers say that the channels are using AI, and they appear coordinated, using the same scripts, the same clips, and even posting at the same time. The channels have reached nearly 40 million views.
This is a very important year in Alberta, with the idea of a provincial referendum on the ballot being potentially held in the fall. It's important for Albertans and Canadians broadly to know which voices are real and which are fake.
Elections Alberta says a new unit is being established to track all forms of deepfakes, misinformation, and disinformation. YouTube says content that violates its rules will be removed. A Calgary professor is investigating the correlation of rising hate crimes and the use of some online tools. It comes as Calgary police are investigating a potential hate crime targeting local Muslim students. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
There were 7,000 Muslims on campus.
Some students are on edge after University of Calgary's Muslim Students Association received an email threatening to wipe them out.
To have us slaughtered if we don't leave Alberta and Canada. Now, as you can imagine, that was something that we took very seriously because it was a direct threat, and they mentioned that it would happen soon. The past couple of years, there's been a huge rise in Islamophobia.
Calgary Police Service does not believe there's an immediate risk, but is investigating.
We do have a team of investigators that will either look at it as a hate crime, which could involve a criminal offense, which then is investigated through police channels, possibly gets sent to a Crown prosecutor, and charges may or may not be laid.
Hate crimes have been rising in Canada, including a spike in anti-Jewish attacks since the Israel-Hamas conflict in 2024.
About fears for their safety in communities, walking on streets, going to synagogues, attending school.
The Senate Committee on Human Rights released its report on anti-Semitism with 22 recommendations aimed at reducing hate, including a federal task force and education programs.
Hate has no place in Canada, regardless of the community it attacks.
A Mount Royal University professor is part of a team compiling public data on terrorist attacks, foiled plots, and ideological violence to look at possible factors.
There's a timeline with social media. And then as we see the acceleration, there's also a timeline with the introduction of artificial intelligence.
He says the data suggests a strong relationship between social media use and anti-Semitism, something that historically preludes other forms of hate.
Anti-Semitism often is referred to as the canary in the coal mine. When we allow these technologies to organically grow without any guardrails. And one of the outcomes is terrorism. One of the other outcomes is school shootings. One of the other outcomes is hatred towards communities.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
The Muslim Students Association says campus security patrols are being increased, especially during times of worship. Well, catalytic converter thefts are on the rise. According to police, 90 have been reported since the start of the year. Thieves are after a quick buck, but it has become harder for many to cash in because of anti-theft legislation. Tyson Fedor reports.
For Colton Williamson's young family, their SUV is crucial to their way of life. Earlier this year, their vehicle was targeted by thieves. The catalytic converter was cut from under their vehicle, and it was all caught on camera.
It's violating in a way if it's right outside your home, and there's nothing we could have done in that way, and it was quick, a few minutes, and there's just nothing you could really do to prevent that, really.
It took the prowlers less than 4 minutes before they drove away.
The whole situation's quite frustrating, right? You're out of money, out of pocket, obviously. You know, we're out of a car for a month, and especially with a newborn, you know, we're having to drive to different appointments and sharing a vehicle.
The Williamsons are just one of dozens of victims this year who have been targeted by criminals. 90 catalytic converters have been reported stolen to police in 2026, a concerning trend for investigators.
Rhodium is starting to leap up in price, and so that's what's leading kind of the rise in it, the money that people can get from it, or perceived money they think they can get from it.
Police say the rise in thefts are happening everywhere, but are especially impacting areas around McMahon Stadium. Investigators suggest installing anti-theft devices on converters, engraving them, and choose secure areas to park. They also say all thefts need to be reported. The city updated its business bylaw in 2023 aimed at salvage collectors and yards along with auto centers, ordering them not to deface or remove any identifying markers on the converters. They also cannot accept any defaced or damaged catalytic converters.
It's difficult to identify whether it has been stolen or not, and so they have to ask some questions, but sometimes it's quite difficult.
3 years ago, Cal Tire partnered with police to engrave vehicle identification numbers on converters to deter criminals. The initial blitz saw thousands participate, and the business says that program is still being offered.
It's definitely slow. There's not many people coming in. We do still provide the service, so if anybody wants to come into a Cal Tire and get the engraving done, they can do that through appointment basis, especially during the busy time of year.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Calgary police are still investigating Williamson's case, but no arrests have been made. Well, some perfect weather this afternoon for golfers to hit city courses for the first time this year. 3 city-owned golf courses open for the season. Today, Maple Ridge, McCall Lake, and Shiganapi Point. The Shag driving range also opened with full club access. Officials were hoping to get the courses open by the start of the month, but some weather delays and some early preparation pushed back the first tee times for a few weeks. It should also be a stable year on the fairways after some upgrades to the Shiganapi Point last year. Well, I'm a little bit jealous of all the golfers who were able to get out today. Are you a golfer?
Fair weather golfer, yeah. So today would have been a good one.
Perfect.
Yeah. And yesterday?
Yeah.
Not tomorrow. We basically will have all the seasons this week. So we've had summer-like weather over these past 2 days. Tomorrow, very, I guess you could say, spring-like. But I want to make sure you're prepared for tomorrow, because tomorrow will be much colder. And we do have a lot of rain on the way. So 9 degrees at 8 a.m., but then temperatures will fall throughout the day rather than increase. By the afternoon, you're looking at 4 degrees. The winds will pick up out of the north, gusting 40 kilometers per hour in the morning, then 60 by the afternoon. And yes, 5 to 7 millimeters of rain possible. And later this week, we're back into the wet snow. I'll talk more about that just ahead.
Okay, thanks, Danielle. Well, Calgary seems to have a garbage dumping problem. Up next, the warning from the city and the big fine if you're caught.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Well, Calgary continues to have a garbage dumping problem. The city receives nearly 100 complaints of illegal act every single day, and offenders can be hit with hefty fines. Jordan Canagan reports.
It's been a constant crunch. City of Calgary crews are on cleanup duty yet again.
My ward was the dumping ground for illegal dumping.
Communities in the Northeast are seeing a high number of complaints for illegal dumping, but it's not the only area in the city with the problem.
It is happening across the city. It's vacant lands, it's alleys, it's ditches, it's commercial properties in their dumpsters. It's behind people's properties. It is definitely occurring across the city.
Whether it's a sofa tossed near a storm pond or a box spring left in a back alley for weeks, it's not allowed under the city's bylaws.
If we don't remove garbage, it's just going to attract more garbage. It's like a broken window theory, right? We want to keep our city clean, vibrant, so our kids and everybody can enjoy it. And parks are for everyone to enjoy.
30,000 dumping complaints were filed last year alone, keeping city crews busy year-round.
What I want to assure them is I'm your neighbor, I'm your friend, and none of us want our community to be littered with all this dumping, and we will do anything and everything to kind of eliminate that.
If you are caught dumping your garbage, fines can reach up to $10,000. Jordan Canigan, CTV News, Calgary.
When it comes to getting quick medical advice, more and more Canadians are turning to AI tools like ChatGPT, but doctors are once again warning about the dangers, saying that it can do more harm than good and put patients at risk. John Venevali-Rao reports.
I can do almost anything that could possibly be asked of me.
In videos posted by the Canadian Medical Association, doctors can be seen urging caution about the use of AI.
Do you ever use ChatGPT for health advice?
Something a lot of people do when they have a medical issue.
I think it's just a quick way to get a little bit of quick advice.
If my back starts hurting, I'm just going to go on ChatGPT, for example, and I'm going to be like, I did this and my back hurts. And then it's going to start giving me a whole list of things. And I'm just like, okay.
But physicians warning, while often free and fast, the advice can also be wrong.
If individuals decide to go online, I would say they have to be very curious and very cautious.
In a survey of more than 600 Canadian doctors, 97% said they'd had to intervene to prevent harm or address consequences after a patient followed false or misleading health information online, including from an AI.
So the problems are that the patient thinks they have one diagnosis when in fact they don't. They may have delayed treatment. They may have tried treatments that didn't work.
Some say they've turned to an AI because they don't have a family doctor.
I have a friend who would ask ChatGPT. Her reasoning was it's too much hassle to go, book a doctor's appointment.
But the Canadian Medical Association says patients should always get a human expert to weigh in. In a recent study published in the journal BMJ Open, health questions were posed to 5 major AI models. 30% of the responses were deemed somewhat problematic. 20% were considered highly problematic.
They're not always accurate, and your best bet is to talk to a health professional or at least understand the sources when you're online looking for information.
And while AIs continue to rapidly improve, experts say they still struggle to reason like a human doctor. John Venevali-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Well, stay with us. Danielle Savoni is along next with her Skywatch weather forecast.
Well, we certainly had phenomenal weather out there today in all of southern Alberta. The sun was out, the temperatures were hot, and the winds were relatively calm. So check out daytime highs. 22 was the high in Calgary, and that was yesterday as well. For Drumheller, down through Brooks, Medicine Hat, Milk River, Lethbridge, the daytime highs were in those mid-20s. Here's a look at wind gusts. Max gusts, nothing, right? Just maxing out at 30 kilometers per hour today in Calgary, Lethbridge, Pincher Creek. This will accelerate for tomorrow. So tomorrow in the city over to Brooks, 60 kilometer per hour gusts possible tomorrow. And then 80 for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. This is one of those days you definitely have to pay attention to the forecast because we basically have all the seasons combined in this 5-day forecast. So I want to make sure you're prepared for it. All right, here we go. Here's the system that's starting to move into central Alberta at this point. It's going to be a big weather maker for us. It's changing the game completely. It's dropping our temperatures, bringing with it some heavy rain for tomorrow. For the morning hours, we're looking at the potential of some light drizzle, but by about 8, 9 in the morning, that's when we get into the heavier rainfall in the city. And it should be pretty intense and heavy at times right through the late morning hours and even the early afternoon as well. This will start to taper off to basically just isolated pockets of showers by the supper hours. To the west, so Banff, higher elevations, it's a snow event. And as you can see for the southwest corner, Pincher Creek area, that mixed precipitation. Lethbridge will be mainly rainfall. I'll show you how much rain you can expect in just a second. Thursday, mainly stable, except for later in the day. Because of the system off to the east, it will create a little bit of late day instability, and we do have the potential of a few flurries later in the day on Thursday. The real snowfall arrives Friday I'll show you that in the longer range in just a second. But let's first focus on the rain. Really, the rain for tomorrow is what you can expect, about 5 to 7 millimeters in the city. A lot more as we head further to the south when we're looking at 13 to 15 millimeters, Lethbridge over to Milk River, and closer and above 20 millimeters is possible in the Pincher Creek area. All right, for Calgary specifically, 12 degrees is our high, but keep in mind this 12 will be at the midnight hour, and then we're just going to fall throughout the day with regards to temperatures. So it will cool rather than warm. So by the afternoon, we'll just be at 4 degrees. Rain heavy at times, 5 to 7 millimeters, and gusts up to 60 kilometers per hour. And those winds will be out of the north, so it's a cold wind. By Thursday, stable for much of the day. 4 degrees is a high, so definitely cool compared to what we had today. And we have that potential of a little bit of mixed precipitation, mainly wet snow by the supper hours. Friday, 5 centimeters of snow possible with a high of -1. Still remaining below freezing for Saturday with another 1 to 3 centimeters of snow on the way by then.
All right, thanks, Danielle. What a roller coaster. Well, the threat of that looming snow later this week, it isn't holding some gardeners with green thumbs back.
No. I'm half done, ready to go. Let's get this going.
Well, some gardeners, of course, making the most of today's warm weather at garden centers across the city stores, and they're starting to load up on products as they anticipate the first few weekends of spring planting. And shoppers are looking for some good deals as they prepare their gardens. Ambitious. I like it. Stay with us. Up next, Airbrush artistry. We'll introduce you to an Alberta man whose work is being featured in the NHL and more. Welcome back. An airbrush artist from Lethbridge who designs and paints goalie masks is being featured on the national stage. Brendan Stewart turned his garage into his art studio. As a former goalie himself, he used to love decorating his mask with stickers, and then he learned how to airbrush. Just 4 years in, Stewart's latest project has been featured on the national stage. Colorado Avalanche goalie Scott Wedgwood wore his mask for the first time during a game against the Calgary Flames last week.
Looking at my girlfriend at the glass and seeing him skating around in it, and just, it was surreal. It was just so cool to see the art come to life on the ice, for his story to be worn, to be shared.
Well, Stewart dedicated about 170 hours to this project. Before that, Stewart has his skills displayed on a skeleton helmet for Team Canada's Joseph Brusick at the Winter Olympics in Italy. Very talented. Well, with the World Cup countdown about to hit 50 days tomorrow, FIFA has announced one more round of ticket sales. FIFA's last-minute sale phase will go live tomorrow, so tickets for all matches will be available on a first-come, first-served basis. Well, good luck to those who want tickets. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful night.